Yo, what's up? We're about to get into this episode of Spawn Point, but just a quick note. I will be moving Spawn Point to every 2 weeks because I don't know enough people and I don't have the clout to get enough random people on the show. So for right now, until we get to a certain point, Spawn Point is gonna be every 2 weeks. All right, enjoy the video. Go. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the first episode of Spawn Point. We are here with our guest for this episode, which is
Spirit, hi, very nice to meet you.
yes. We're gonna speed run through the first few questions because this is our fourth time doing it. It's gonna be the first time to y'all. This is our fourth time doing it. So we're gonna kind of go through some of these questions fast, and we'll slow down as different questions appear. All right, we're gonna start with the very first question. What got you into content creating?
I got into content creating a little bit before COVID, and I really didn't even know that Twitch existed until probably a couple of months after playing games. And then I honestly kind of did it a little bit part time. And then when COVID happened, I had a lot more time to just stream, play games, and I got into it because it's a lot easier to talk to people all over the world, and just at any time of day, you can just always have someone to talk to pretty much. So it's pretty good, especially for COVID when we couldn't really socialize a lot.
Okay. Then, how did you go about discovering Twitch?
I, to be honest, was never really around like gaming growing up. So I had a friend who was just watching streams at their house, and I saw that they had Twitch on. And I was like, okay. And they're like, yeah, look at all these gamers. So literally, that was like my first discovery into like Twitch, probably in like 2018, if I'm gonna be honest.
2018. Okay.
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated to keep streaming?
To be honest, I really enjoy the space I've made for my channel. So I feel like I kind of just have the joy of being able to set my own rules. And I really love that I can just make whatever content that I want to make. And it brings some peace of mind to me knowing that this is like a pretty like regular routine for me. So it feels
Okay.
good to just do my routine.
No routine. How did you balance like your IRL stuff with streaming? Because I know a lot of people struggle with that department.
I am not the best at that. I will also admit that I have some areas that I need to work on that. But with my current work schedule, I pretty much have a pretty wide open schedule. I'm lucky in that kind of situation. My job allows me to have a pretty free schedule for streaming along long hours, like night hours. So thankfully, my work schedule allows for me to be able to balance both.
Okay. Well, what's your end goal when it comes to content creator?
I honestly, I have seen in the last few months a lot of people talk about like graduating, this, that, and the other. And to be honest, after streaming for over like 3 or 4 years, I really feel like I have never once thought about not streaming. So I've never thought about an end, how this ends to comes to a wrap up. I've never really thought about it. I don't ever want to stop. I might keep evolving. I might change the form of content that I do, but I don't ever want to stop. I don't ever want to stop. I enjoy this too
Okay,
much.
so you should keep be 60s out here live
Hell
streaming.
yeah. Hell yeah. I'll just change it. Then I'll be teaching y'all how to do like life stuff. It'll just be different content.
No, our education system doesn't teach us that. So
Exactly.
Twitch
I
has
gotta
to.
step up. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Personal question. Well, a question that's directed for you. I noticed you do a lot of things. You do a lot of newer things. A lot of, you just started drawing a few months ago. You made your model self-made, correct?
Yes.
So, how do you go about learning a new hobby or skill? Because I know a lot of people, day one, okay, I'm gonna do this. Then, like a few days later, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good. I'm not that good.
I really feel like it's good to have someone that you admire or look up to. For me specifically, like art, for example, there's a couple of artists that I really enjoy their style of art. So I want to also, kind of make art that's really similar to that. I feel like it matches my vibe. So finding somebody that you feel like is a style or a goal that you could also achieve makes it a lot easier to see kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, instead of just getting so bogged down by the fact that things probably didn't go perfectly the first time, because that probably won't ever happen.
Hmm. What's some advice you'll give to somebody that's interested in learning how to draw?
I feel like if you want to get into art, you've probably done some form of art to begin with. I feel like pencil and paper obviously is the most traditional way of drawing. I also started that way. I honestly just really felt like it was a good creative outlet. So if you feel like you're having like a bad day, even if you just make some doodles, it'll honestly just help release the stress, and you might find something that you want to draw. You think of something in your head, and that kind of helps you just think of things that you want to improve on. Like if you want to draw hands and you're really bad at hands, well, you're gonna have to keep drawing hands. So you
Sure.
just gotta practice.
Oh, I had a question. I forgot it. How often do you draw like a day, like practice wise, or just drawing in general?
To be honest, I draw probably almost every day, at least like 3 times a week. And when I sit down and draw, I probably do art for probably anywhere from like an hour. This is gonna sound crazy, but to like 5 hours, 6 hours. It just gets lost in the sauce sometimes. And as long as my hands will allow it, I will continue to draw. So pretty often, almost every day.
Okay. Now seeing that you're a VTuber, what motivated your design?
To be honest, my biggest motivator for my design was probably I just wanted something that was a little bit more goth, more dark, kind of a more palette related to just black, gray, monotone chromatic scale, because I really feel like I like the concept of like just death, the Grim Reaper, the afterlife in general. Obviously, my name is Spirit, so I do like ghosts
Yeah.
as well. So I really just enjoy that entire field of just story information that I feel like isn't really too talked about. So
Okay.
that's why I went with my theme.
Who any streamers you look up to?
For streamers, I watch both, obviously VTubers, and I also watch cam streamers. I honestly first started streaming as a camera streamer, and one of my biggest inspirations had to have been ML7. I still watch ML7 to this day. He's on a support main player for Overwatch. He's been playing Overwatch for as long as I can remember watching him, and he honestly pushed me to feel more confident about playing support, because I feel like everybody just wanted to watch like DPS and just, something a little bit more exciting. But I feel like his content is educational, and that kind of what pushed me to do my own little take of that. But I went with the Mercy route instead. So I feel like ML7's a big inspiration.
You said you were a What made you want to convert from cam streaming to VTubing?
I'm gonna be honest, it was kind of not really expected for me to take the VTuber route. I had so much excitement with having like my camera, a nice camera, a nice like room setup and everything, so that I could do camera streaming. Like every other like game setup, I have that in my room, but I feel like I didn't like being perceived that much. I'm very socially introverted, and I am very anxious about that. So that type of perception does make me feel anxious to some degree. I feel like I make too many facial expressions, and I'm really bad at hiding that with my face. So my model limits me a little bit, but I feel like it's for the better, because I would probably be making some pretty stank faces otherwise. So VTubing honestly just gives me a little bit more comfort and peace of mind in terms of, I don't know, people perceiving me so directly.
Okay. I know a lot of VTubers do like the half and half. Would you ever go about that route, or would you just stay always a VTuber?
I feel like there's some content like cooking that I would be fine with doing IRL with the camera again. I really don't really have anything against it. I have no issues with streaming with my camera still, but it would probably be like a really rare sprinkle of camera streams in between like VTube sessions, just because I really enjoy it a lot more.
So another next question: if you had a unlimited budget and you had to host just a streaming event, what would it be?
I would do something related to food. Like I would bring in a bunch of people into like a big kitchen set, right?
Ooh.
And I would have everybody just learn to make a meal together. I feel like food goes directly to the heart, you know? I am a kind of person that wants to share food with other people, and what better way to like make friends and have a good memory than to make a meal together, have a meal together. So I would bring a lot of my friends together and have a big old production of how to make a meal together.
You mentioned bringing food to the question. If you could pick any content creator that you know and do a collab with them, who would it be and why?
This is such a scary question because I feel like we all have like Oshis, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like I have never imagined having a stream with my Oshi. Like, I feel like that's so scary. I want to admire from a distance. I feel like I would be so nervous to stream with them. But if I had to choose, I would probably have a stream with, we'll just anyone in like a corpo VTuber. I feel like that's like
We
a
could do.
lot of benchmark for a lot of VTubers is to collab with corpo VTubers.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a pretty solid goal, to be honest.
Okay. How do you think you can improve your content? What do you think you can improve at?
I feel like one thing I struggle with is making content outside of Twitch that's more long form or short form in general. I really took and am still on a really long hiatus, TikTok hiatus, so I haven't really been doing a lot of content outside of Twitch other than art primarily. So I'd say something I need to work on or improve is definitely finding other avenues to get just my face out there a little bit more.
The way it's looking, TikTok might not last that long. Okay. What is the origin behind your username? What made you go with Spirit? Of all things you can pick that relates to like death.
So I'm not gonna
What
lie, this is not my first online username. This is something I've switched over to. I feel like this is a placeholder name. I am currently in the middle of trying to find a surname that matches me just a little bit more so that I can have a more unique name. But I feel like Spirit is pretty close to what I want to convey in terms of like souls and just death. I feel like when you think about afterlife, you turn into like a soul, a spirit, you know? So
Okay.
I really just like that kind of aspect.
Okay. No. That's probably all the questions I have.
It didn't crash?
No, it didn't crash, but so
Yes,
we can end this
yes.
recording with where can people find you and any projects that you are working on.
Where can people find me? Y'all can find me. I am on Twitter. I am also on TikTok. I will be doing more stuff there, and I have my YouTube started. All my socials are SpiritVT_. I am also on Twitch, and as far as upcoming projects that I'm working on, I am currently in the middle of a redesign. I will be getting a new 3D model, a new 2D model, a chat mascot, a whole new overlay for graphics. So I'm very excited to be working on that and present all of that to y'all, hopefully by summertime. So that is my plan.
I will put all the socials on the screen and link them below. But yeah, it was nice fun. Learned a lot.
Yes, this was such a great time.
I've known you for a while, but I don't really like know you either.
Yeah, it's fun to get to know each other.
Yeah, but we're gonna end the video here. Probably I stumbled my words. I will probably not link, but tease the next guest at the end of this video. But yeah, we're gonna head out. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Wow.